do you want to attract exactly the relationships you want, the work that you want, the environment to live in that you want, the life that you want, the life that you so much deserve and you've been craving forever since you can remember? Well, that is possible. Nothing is impossible. It all starts in our minds, changing our mindsets and believing in whom? In yourself. That's all you got to do. Live in yourself. Believe in everything that comes from within you. Separate yourself from all the other external influences. Even what I said, go deep within you and listen within. That is the key to your answer and to attracting absolutely everything you want. I did that, and I have not accomplished absolutely everything I want in my life because constantly I have to attune and go deep inside and keep redefining what other changes I need to do, because life is not linear. It's not just a done deal. We're constantly growing. We're in a spiraling, ever forward ascending journey. So when we accomplish one thing, then something else has to come to continue pursuing our inner fulfillment and ensuring we are being aligned with our life contract, what will make us really feel at our best, and that life flows with ease and in a way that is meaningful to you. And if it's meaningful to you, you'll be able to smile and your energy will just radiate a magnetism that will attract exactly what you want. So the secret here for you to attract the work environment, the relationships you want, the family that you want, the experiences that you want in your life is all hidden inside. By starting to align yourself and raising your own frequency, by choosing you to be fully yourself, your unique, authentic self, that energy field starts expanding. What we call in yoga your aura, your light. It starts acting at a frequency of vibration that will literally attract everything that you are envisioning and feeling from within to you. You don't have to do anything. It's so simple. All you got to do is continue to perfect the craft of designing a purpose-driven vision that is aligned with the essence of who you are. Know who am I, know who your parents wanted you to be, know what society wants you to be, know what you hear on TV or social media, what you truly want to be. Being bluntly and courageously honest and transparent with yourself and removing all the blockages and everything that gets on the way to manifest that authenticity. The more aligned you are, the more you embrace yourself fully with love, with validation. It doesn't matter if the entire world does not approve of you. What matters is that you impress yourself and that you approve yourself. If you do that, I guarantee you the universe will deliver everything on a platter for you. It will manifest it. I give you an example. I spoke in other videos about how I grew up in dictatorship, in a limiting, oppressive society in Argentina, and I craved, since I can remember, to be free, to be me. All I wanted to do is just wear the clothes I wanted to wear, rags mostly, not wear makeup, not wear tight clothes as a woman, not wear high heels, be comfortable in my own skin and body. And I wasn't allowed to. I was forced. I was just constantly, I wasn't even allowed to use my left hand. So left hand here. So what I'm trying to say with this is that I studied envisioning. Actually, I came across a course and it was called in Spanish the Silva method, and you had to visualize. You went into a deep meditation and you had to run a tape in your mind where you created the vision of things that you wanted. So I envisioned a ticket to get out of my country into a country that will be free. They asked us to envision a family. I never wanted to have a family, mostly because, again, I had been hardwired that I would never have children because I was almost at the death point of anorexia. I chose not to live, not to eat as a teenager when my family first attempted to move from Argentina to the United States, and it separated me from my friends, from my culture, from my language. I was segregated, bullied in school, and we were robbed, and we had nothing to eat. I had to start working with illegal documents at the age of 13. It was so difficult, everything, that there was no food on the table, and I just stopped eating so that my brothers could have something to eat. Before I knew it, I was full-blown anorexic at the point of death, and I realized I literally was not going to be willing to live under those circumstances. And that's what I was doing, blocking my instinct to be alive because that was not a happy environment for me until there was transformation. And of course, I overcame it. But in the meantime, because I was a teenager, I did a lot of wreckage to my body. So I was told, you will never have children. That's a long story for another video. The point here is that somehow, when in this guided meditation, they told us visualize a family, I visualized 2 kids, 2 boys, and gave them their names because they instructed us to do that. And I'm like, I don't really want to have children, but that came in the meditation. Well, and I envision myself living in a beautiful forest because I always loved nature. And I did not grow up in this geography. But as an 11-year-old, I had the opportunity to go to Patagonia in Argentina. And I loved the scenery. And the geography felt so aligned with my soul. And it felt like one day I would live in an environment like that. I thought it would be in Bariloche, in Argentina, in Patagonia. But here I am. Everything that I envisioned in that meditation became truth. And it took time to manifest. But within, I think it was a year, I won an international scholarship. They gave me a ticket. I went to the United States. That led to me coming to Canada. I lived in Toronto, which was a busy city for a long time. We were looking for our dream property, and eventually we found this property. And I love living surrounded by trees in the forest, in my environment, in what is the seat of my soul, I call it. And I have 2 boys, and I named them Lucas and Liam. Liam is William because both of them are with an L for love, but also they both mean the one that radiates energy, the one that pioneers a way with light and is a torchbearer. Why? Because we need our inner light to guide us through our journey. So what I'm trying to say here is that if you want to attract the work, the relationships, the life that you want, all you gotta do is tune in and allow yourself to be fully you and let that light and that magnetism, that energy vibrate through the universe, and that will resonate with the pieces that are meant to be in your life, and life will reshuffle all the cards necessary for accommodating all the pieces so that there's a green light and everything flows in the sequence of manifesting your vision. It's so simple. It works. It works for your work. I mean, I studied interpretation, conference, translation, and interpretation. Well, that is, in my city, there's no conferences. There's not even an international hotel. So what conference was I going to do? And yet I believe in that because at the time I wanted to focus on communication because I believe that the bridge between people, other than our spiritual connection and vibration, is also being able to communicate and be as human and vulnerable as we possibly can. But there was no job, in that environment, but I did it anyways. And that led me to my degree, and that led me to apply to a scholarship, and that led me out of the country and was the key that opened the door for me to have the opportunity to be here. And then once I was in Toronto, there is so many international conferences. So I got to really manifest and be able to interpret for any kind of lots of international conferences on any kind of topic you can imagine, from medicine to banking to human rights to the UN. And it's been fabulous. But at the same time, I got to become a yoga instructor. I got to be a Reiki master. I got to be a crisis responder for the Kids Health Online and the suicide line. I got to do so much of what I wanted. And I got to have my family, have my husband, my 2 beautiful children that I adore. They're teenagers now, and I encourage them and facilitate the process of doing the same, of being themselves. Because if you start seeing you and validating you and nourishing you, even if the whole world does not see you and validate you, and you put yourself out there with full trust and confidence, everything else will fall into place. I guarantee you that. The job that you so much want and believe that you're worth it will come to you. The right circumstances will open up. Maybe it won't be immediately, but it will happen. You have to have trust and faith and not succumb to fear and doubt that are so limiting. The relationship that you want, or the way you want the relationship to evolve, will also manifest if you believe in yourself. The place, the environment where you want to live, maybe for you it's a desert, maybe for you something else, will also manifest. But first you have to do actually it's not hard work, it's easy work. You just, once you get over the hurdle that is there's something wrong with you just choosing you because it's selfish or whatever reason, but it's the opposite. By choosing you and impressing yourself rather than everybody else, because you can have everybody else approval, but if you don't approve of yourself, there is an energy factor there that is just sending the wrong signals to the universe, and that's why you're not attracting what you need. So this is the plan that works. I'm not going to tell you what to do or who to be, but I do want you to be you. I myself, so I'm already taken, but you need to be you and shed your light, because I want to see you in the universe shining bright, and I will feel your frequency, and whoever you are has a rippling effect all through the universe, and it has a healing power. So this is the time to wake up, to embrace you, and to just do it. Love yourself in the here and now, raise your frequency, and magnetize everything you want. Attract exactly what you want in your life. If you enjoy these videos, please subscribe, share, comment below. And if you need additional clarity, don't forget, I'm a transformational conscious life coach. I'm here not to tell you what to do, but to share clarity, to help you sort out those shadowy areas where, you feel there is an old story attached to you that does not belong to you, and you need to separate so that you can move along your path with heart. That will lead you to your destiny. So here I'm available for you. And in the meantime, thank you for watching. Love, peace, namaste.